Alrighty, little technical difficulties there, but we're up and running. Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's 8:33 Eastern Standard Time here in the AM, and it is 10:33 PM in Tokyo. So it shows you what the world is doing. It's someone's getting up and someone's getting down, one or the other. Alrighty, let's see what's going on chat line. Let's open that up. Let's see, where is it at? Right there. There's the chat line. Let's get to it. And bingo, bango, bongo. Okay. Nothing particular. I don't see anything. Oh, there it is. There's Mountain. Quarterfinals are on. Semis tomorrow. I know, that's cool. Fired up. I like that. Got to get into it. I think they're right. So now, let's hit that ball over the net. What's going on there with the, let's see, where's it at? Let's get to, right there, the dollar index on Chicago Quant. You can see up on J4X, the, we're having more green again. You can see that right there. You can see the yellow line is at 47. The green at 50, was that 50? 53. I think it just said 53 there. Let's see what. Yeah, 53.201. You can see that in the box. Fast D, and then slow D, and you can see there it's trying. We cut out the K's. I always think a K is like kinetic energy. I always thought that was kind of neat. And you can see over here on Chicago Quant, we are flirting with the sell. So our green line is already breaking down against the yellow in a sense. And at the same time, the weeklies look very firm. They don't know what to do. They're like at this point where they're like, should we or should we not? Should we or should we not? Should we or should we not? That's what it is. And Robin was saying to me how the Twitter and so forth, people are just kind of nervous. They don't seem to be able to get a direction. There's a lot of paranoia, I guess you could say, or I guess paranoia is not a good word. I guess the best way to describe it is that there's just a lack of conviction. That's the way we used to say it on the trading floor. A lack of conviction. So markets really don't have much of an interest in getting moving along. And you can see, let's see right there as I sip my tea, the dollar index there, right? So then we jump over to the stock market, and you can see the stock market sells down throughout the night. European hours, it starts to shift gears a little bit. We start to turn back up again, and here we are banging against the 4,300 area on the S&Ps. So you can see that they can't really get a lot of conviction there. You can see over here on the more longer term chart, this is it. Both are intraday charts. One's just like 3 times greater than the other in quantity, or is it 2 times? Basically, it's 2 times greater. And so hundreds of Teslas. And you can see here they have taken it up through the third. The high now is 4,296.75. That's the high. And yesterday they had it through like 305 or something like that. Let's see if we can show you yesterday. There it is over there. Made it up to 305.75. So let me take another sip of this tea. There we go. They're just nervous. They're nervous and very low in direction. Thank goodness we have our math that keeps us in the right direction, gives us, clarity of market trends. That's what the whole idea is all about. Let's go back to the dollar index again, and we're going to stay focused on the currencies here unless someone wants to see something. And then if you want to see something, we'll take a look at it. That's usually the way it goes. So, like Mountain, looking at the tennis matches. I like that. That's cool. It's a sport. Dangerous foreign policy under President. Oh, okay. Poor Biden. He's such a lost little soul. He's been that way for 48 years in government. Totally lost and not sure where he's going. All right. But he does know how to make money. He brings in the money. That's what he does. He loads his pockets up with that money. All right. Let's do that for us. Let's load our pockets up with the money. All right. From the... Oh, let's go to Euro. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the Euro. Let's see what the Euro is up this morning. I think I saw it jump into the daily sell there yesterday. Let's see. Where are you? Right there. There's the Euro. You see the Euro is a little red for the last few days. Yellow line is at 52 and change. And the green is at 44, showing that pressure on the downside. Let's put it up over here on Chicago. Yesterday it went into the sell. Today it's trying to go into the buy. Not there yet. It's just off. You can see it over here on the box. It's minus 0.00037. A little pressure on it. You can see the little red dots there. You can see the same thing over on Chicago J4X. Red, red, red. And that is... Oh! Mountain says GBP. Hey! Good morning, Tony. How you doing? GBP JPY. Let's check that out. GBP JPY. Right there. Now you can see that's in a sell also, and doing the same thing as the dollar pairs trade with it. It's green and red, trying to lift up, but it's a minus 0.22. So it's holding down. Now see here, we've been in a weekly buy. Let's put that weekly buy in there. We've been in a weekly buy since back here in March. So this thing's been in a buy since March on the weekly trend since back here. And it doesn't look like it's letting go any. And since it's been down in there, it went into it in the 163, 64 area. And it is now trading up as high as almost 175. 174.68. So the weekly trend was a goodie there so far. And I imagine, let's see, let's move some of these lines. They don't make any sense. Right there. And then the buy goes right there. And then the next sell is right there. And then we get back into the buy right there. And then we stay in the sell there. Go back into a buy there. And you're in a buy from there all the way to... Almost got in there. Or did it? And then I guess we could move this one over. I think it did. It got into a sell there and went right back into the buy again. So, and you don't take sells when we're in weekly buys. Remember that, traders. Do not. Unless you're trading binaries or, options straight out in spreads. And then you can see here it went into the sell right there. Is that it? No. The sell is right there. There's the sell. And that's where we're at the moment. And so there you go. There's the GBP JPY. It's been a goodie. Goodie, 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 goodie. There's that buy there. Went into the buy for a whole week before it got into a weekly buy. That was cool. And let's see, that sell is like over there. And that's a buy right. Is that a buy? There's the buy right there. Had a real whipsaw. Whoa, not that color. Right there. And then it slid into the sell right here. Is it that one? I think that's the sell again. Right there. Yep, that's the sell. So this has been that's interesting too. It went into the buy right there after a hesitation. And then went into the sell the next day, and you had a nice sell down, and it was in the weekly sell at that time. So that was all right. You could take that trade. And then let's put, let's see if there's another one. I don't have to make it up. Darn. All right, let's make one up. Let's grab a red line and put it right there. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? The buy is right there. There's the buy right there. There we go. Now it's all filled in. So buy, sell, buy, sell. Notice they go up when it goes into a buy. Notice they fall down when it's a sell. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, I think of Marty. And that moves over one too. There's the buy right there. Buy. Didn't do too good a job. And then it goes into sell. You don't take the short. Why, traders? We were in a weekly buy. So you're not long. You're just not short either. And then it goes into buy, sell. And then buy, sell. There we go. Cool, huh? Like my little song there. Buy, sell. Used to, every time I hear that, sell. That's Marty. Marty at the American Stock Exchange. He was the Freddie Mac specialist, ran the Freddie Mac book, and a few other good stocks too. I think I forget what other major stocks. I think he ran. What did he run? He might have ran Google or something like that too. And he, when he'd fall asleep on the train, because we took the train to the New York Stock Exchange and the American Stock Exchange and stuff like that, and he would fall asleep. He'd say, "So." I remember going out to dinner with his wife and, all that bit. And I said to him, does Marty say sold in his sleep too? And she goes, yep. He says sold. So all he did is sell. Sold. Oh, yeah. Another sip of the tea. All right. Now, from there, isn't that funny, Tony, or what? That's good. I like that. Not many people say wonderful. I like that. That's so good. Good morning to you. All right. What else have we got going on here? So where were we? We were at the euro, right? So let's go over to the cable. Let's see what cable's saying. There's cable in a sell for a couple days. Yellow is trading at, right there, you can see it in the box, 52.99, 52.94, 93, 52 and change. And the green is at 45, so it's still showing us that weakness. Now, you can see the Hinky Ashki is trying to lift here. Now let's go over to Chicago Quant and check it out. What it is what it is. There we go. We went into the sell right. How come I don't have a sell line there? Let's steal this one right here. Went into the sell there. It's done basically nothing but try to go down. We're really tight along the manifold on the fast-moving algo on the weekly. You see the weekly slow one is cleanly through, and we've been in a weekly sell since, I guess, this week right here, closing in this week. And you can see it went into the sell. We went into a buy here, jump back up again, but you don't take it because you're in a weekly sell, and then it comes back down again. And now look at it. It's trading at a plus at the moment. 0.0003. Remember, I designed this stuff for atomic theory, so it can get kind of extreme when it comes to the numbers. The minuteness of it. I'm going out 4 and 5 digits. Let's see. Mountain says, what do you get done with the dozer yesterday? Oh, I think I can show you some pictures too. We're building some logging roads on about 8 acres. Let's see if I can get it up on the screen here. And we got a lot done. Let's see, where's it at? I'm heading there now. I'm going to find it. And the answer to that is not there. Right there. Right there. Okay, there we go. So, let's see, how do I grab that? Bring it over. Just like that. There we go. We were creating logging roads. So, this was all woods, just like the background. I mean, solid. And we're creating logging roads in there so we can get in and out. We're going to have a small mill that we create our own planking. Let's see. And so we're like pushing trees and moving them, and that's how it looks now. And that's up. Where's that? That's in the front. Up along the road where it was woods before. And now it's clear. But we went way, 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 way back, way, way back, way, way, way back, way back. Yep. So that was all woods yesterday morning. Now it's clear area. We can get in there. We can log out large trees. That's okay. That little tree right there. But you can't see that. Let's see if I move that over more. That tree right there, that's okay. But I mean, we have trees that are 3 times bigger. So. Let me take a sip of my tea. Yep. We're like pioneers. Alrighty. So from there, there's cable. Like I said, it was plus there a little bit. Now it's minus 0.00014. I just think that's going to go sideways. As Robin was saying, things are very, very nervous. People are very, very confused. They don't have a clarity of direction. Money needs to have confidence. That's how it really plays in the end. Money needs to feel comfortable. It must not. It should not feel like it's at risk. I mean, we know that investing can be risky, of course, but the idea is that it doesn't have to be. And right now, there's a lot of people who are just not sure if the market, where the market's going. We know all as professionals involved in the markets for the last, decade, 5 decades. Newsletter writers, analysts, technicians, traders. We all know that it's overpriced. The market's overpriced. The equity markets are. But there's no other game in town. That's the problem. And so what reflects success against inflation is usually corporate stocks. So there's no conviction in the market right now. Exactly. It's paranoid. It's scared. They know that things are wrong. They just don't know how to deal with it. That's the problem. So they're kind of like, I guess the best way to describe it is they're hiding in a sense. Trying to just survive. I think that's the best way to describe it. They're just trying to survive at this point. So, and there's not much you can say more than that, That's the name of the game. They're trying to survive. And that's what we do. We survive because our math keeps us in the game. We've been doing this here on the webinar for over 11 years. And it's not like we're inventing something. We show it to you live. We live and die by our numbers every day. How many market technicians can say that? They sit and live and die by their numbers every day. They give opportunity for people to ask questions and say, show me the money. That's what they say. Show me the money. In other words, show you the success and the failure. And barring the the charting systems, taking a bad data in, we do it every day. We show you the money. We show the success of the systems. We've designed a simple system over on J4X so that you can, at least if you don't have access to Doc, you got access to that. It's lagging me by it's about 67% accurate to my math. That's pretty high compared to, say, MACD is much lower, and moving averages are much lower, and RSI is much lower, and parabolic is much lower, and so forth and so on. This combination of 2 different stochastics, slow D and fast D, with the combined Hinky-Ashki, can get you up to around 67% of accuracy of my math. Now, obviously, of course, you would rather have my math and have a much higher accuracy rate. And you tune into the webinar here every day and you get it. And that's the way it plays around here. Or subscribe, whatever floats your boat. One size does not fit all. That's what it comes down to. All right, where is the money? Money, money, money. Need a new camper van. I hear you. Hedge funds taking holidays? No, they're just moving slower. That's all. They don't take holidays. Remember, hedge funds are underwater already when it comes to success. They have the quantitative easing era, since 2008 has hurt the hedge funds more than helped them. Now the buy and hold funds, that's a different story. They just keep on buying, and the Fed makes sure everything's stable and it doesn't go down. And the put sellers for a decade were raking in the money. And then COVID came along, and the Fed used it to beat up the market. Doc showed you the math back then. You can tune into the YouTubes of evidence. We talked about it. Rob and I'm sitting there going, this is a V bottom. This is a V bottom. This is a V bottom. 3 weeks later, the market's flying through the roof again on the upside. And we're, documented again being right there. Let's see, need a new camper for an African trip. You and, what's his name? Jimmy Rogers. Anybody out there know who Jimmy Rogers was? He's a partner with the old company that Soros and them. Jimmy Rogers, George Soros, and I forget the other guy. There were three of them. Run a fund for a long time. They all made a bunch of billions from it. And the one that's loudest, I guess you could say, is Soros. He's always out there doing something evil. He's satanic. Digging gold. You're going to go to Africa to dig gold? Ooh, there's gold everywhere in the world. You don't have to go to Africa. Thank you, West. That's right. That's right. Talk about Jimmy Simon. You're talking about chain smoking Jimmy. That's right. And that's where the GBP, or that's where the J4X indicator really came from, is from the Simon universe. We call it the Simon universe. He didn't invent it, but he utilized it. And that's where it came from Stony Brook, where he was head of the physics department. He's a mathematician. He was a code breaker like Turing and so forth. But James chain smoking Jimmy. Gene Simons. Isn't Gene Simons like a fitness guru or something like that? Yes, exactly. Chain smoking Jimmy. Number one hedge fund in the world. Nobody knows about it. And that's the Magellan Fund. And they closed it a long time ago. It's private now. Well, they're not really a hedge fund anymore. They're a private investment fund. They made so much money. They gave back all their investors' money. I think they've opened up the Magellan Fund so that you can invest in them. They have like a return of around 25-30% a year on average. I think last year they did poorly. I forget. I think they did something like that. But yes, that's one of my competitors. Kiss. I was made for loving you. Well, that's so nice. But I'm heterosexual. But anyhow, yeah, that's probably the top fund that you can see. Believe me, there's other funds out there that hide and don't let anybody know they exist. And then you have thousands and thousands of hedge funds that make very little money and scream from the rooftop all day long. So it's that way. It is the way, as they say in Star Wars. It is the way. It is the way. All right, where are we at now? Let's go over to from GBP. We'll go over to Swiss. There's Swiss on Chicago. Let's put Swiss up. I'm surprised I haven't seen Benny. Benny and the Jets. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Swissy right there. There's a Swissy. Look at how choked up that is, too. You were made for loving me. How nice of you. It's so nice. Me, thank you. Like Yoda. Do you love Yoda? If you're a Jedi, do you love Yoda? I would say yes. All right. So you can see here Swiss in the weekly buy, not seeming to want to let go of that. See that upwardly trend there in the product itself. You can see here through the top part of the manifold even. Kind of very strong, you know. We threw into the daily buy there yesterday, and already we're getting a green and a red, and it's trying to go back down into the sell again. So, let's do this. Let's just extend it so you can see it like that. There we go. So it's not working out too well at the moment. There is a loss. So, you know, how many times did I say we live and die right here live every day? Let's see. Oh, what's Mountain says, I don't think Benny is online today. Oh, no? No. Well, let's go take a look at that product he likes to look at anyway. Because he's caught my eye with it. A very stable product to trade. Yeah, it went into that sell. We're in the weekly sell, and there it is. Money, money, money. Right there. So, but back to the Swiss where I'm wrong. The math is beating you up a little bit right now. We'll see. You know, by the end of the day, it may take off and start to lift back up again. But you can see here, the manifold, let's widen that out so you can see it even more. The line, it is through the line. And what is it here? You can see over on J4X, you can see the slow D is at 44 and the fast D is at 34. It's 10 points. It's 25% lower. So it's showing a lot of pressure here. We'll see if that means anything or not. We just kind of watch it go. All right. So from where we are not winning at the moment, let's go over to the next one. And that is the Japanese yen. Dollar yen. We looked at what? Was it GBP, JPY this morning, didn't we? We looked at that. Let's look at the Yenski. Playing with that sell. Let's see what Chicago is trying to tell us. There it is. Yeah, see, it was in a buy for a couple of days and it barely moved. It's in the weekly buy. And now it's trying to get into the sell, but not really moving anywhere. We've got a red and a green there, too. But, you know, overall, that's been kind of lethargic, I guess I would like to call it. You know, kind of not moving. Like a snake that eats something and then sits there and just tries to digest it. The market's trying to digest what's going on with the yen. The Yenski. The Yenski. Let's see, right there. The Yenski. Let's see. And then no traction at all. There we go. All right. What else can we say about the cable or not the cable, the dollar yen? I think that overall, I think we're very, you know, when it comes to it. Indeed, TWO. Yep, indeed. Now, I would say that if anything, um, I guess the new head of. I guess we can try to create a story to do something, say something about it. But I guess the best way to describe this is they have a new president of the Bank of Japan. So they're going to be probably bumping along in different ways. I think you want to always be like catch the first rides in a signal, that type of thing. I think that's a good way of looking at it. Not anything else. Now, where do we go from there? From there, we go to King Peso. Let's see. King Peso, right there. Ooh, looking so strong. We use the King Peso, the Mexican peso, as an indicator of what the real brick will look like in the end. And right now it says that the brick is stronger because we figured that the King Peso will be about 53% of the brick index itself. And then between that, the South African rand and the what do you call it, the Indian rupee, they will be 80% of the brick index. That's the way I see it. And I have created indexes. I did. I created an internet index. Jim Cramer took it and called it the dot in the end, but I created in the beginning. The Securities Exchange Commission gave me the symbol WAY for Internet Highway, the way. Yeah, how about that? WAY was my symbol for the my index. Mm. Let me think now. So that's what we see there. Let's just put it up on J4X too. Right there it is on 4X. Look at that. When that thing's going down, it's gaining against the dollar. Let's see, where is it at? What else can we say about that? I don't have much more to say. It's been in a weekly sell for a while, since back in here. There we go. Let me think, what else is there? I guess that's it. And that is the peso. Let me check the chat line again, make sure it's there. There we are. Let's see. We left with, I don't think Benny is online. That's where we left off. Okay. All right. From there, we slide over to the Turkish lira. Right there. Oh, my God. 25. What did I say yesterday? The poor thing has just gotten its head handed to it. And it's just going to go the way of the ruble at this point. Say shalom, shalom to the Turkish lira. It is heading towards ruble territory. Next thing you know, it'll be 33 lira to the dollar. It'll be ugly. And then, it'll stumble and bumble and do this and do that. And then it'll be like, it'll break the 40s. Who knows, in another year and a half or year or half a year, who knows what it'll do. It'll go to the 40s. And this thing will go, it's going to go Ruble Incorporated. They're going to call it Little Ruble after a while. And that's what they'll do. We'll start calling the Turkish lira Little Ruble. Little Ruble. All right. From the little ruble, we'll go over to Canadian dollar. You can see it's still staying down, which insinuates that the oil market, let's throw up West Texas Intermediate oil, and then we'll go to when we leave the oil there, we'll go to Brent. But you can see here it's trapped like in some type of triangle. It doesn't have a lot of conviction. It's just like the way we've been looking at it here, in a triangle. And that's light crude doing the same thing. Usually when the Canadian dollar is going down, it means it's gaining against the dollar, and that usually means at the same time, let's go over to it, it means that oil is gaining in value against the dollar. In other words, oil is going up. And there it is. You can see it on the chart. It's up today. Hmm. No. So, from there, we slide over to the South African Rand. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the Rand up on, where is it at? Right there. There we go. Gotta just put that in there. All right, so let me think. What else can we say? I guess when we are looking at the South African Rand, we drive ourselves over to right there. We look at gold, and there's gold. You see, gold is it's still trying to turn up. You can see that it's above the zero line, so forth and so on. It's it's putting some effort into it, but at this point, it's it's just not really dynamic. And the South African Rand, you can see that it has been going down, and you can see gold has been trying to go up, and then it spikes down and then tries to go up again. And now, what else can we say about that? I guess there's not much more. We got a lot of political problems that go on down in South Africa, and the Rand is now has that what we refer to as a haircut. It's trading in the 19s when it should be trading in the 14s. In other words, the political problems have really got it. There we go. And where else can we go with that? Let me think. I guess you could say that with the South African Rand, it used to be a great insight to which way gold was going. Matter of fact, I wanted to say this. I wanted to say this in the webinar the last 2 days. We saw the South African Rand. Let's put it up on the Chicago Quant. We saw this. No, not there. South African Rand, when it started to show some life a couple days ago, and it was heading down, and gold was going down, and I thought, I wonder if we're going to actually see the Rand get back to normal, just a little normal, And you can see here it's been driving down, and when we look at gold, gold has been trying to drive up, especially the last 6-7 days. But this day there, it just smacked the hell out of it. And then that day right there, I thought about it at the end of the day because I remember looking at it and thinking, you should have said something in the webinar about the fact that we may see gold try to go up, and it's trying. And you can see that there. And I'm really impressed with the South African rand. I'm not even sure what that's all about at this point. Why it's showing some health, but it is. It is showing some health. It's starting to act all right. I don't see enough foreign news anymore when it comes to South Africa. They hide a lot of it. But I would maybe something's changing. Maybe there's talk of getting rid of him finally. He refuses to resign, the president. So that's what the problem is. So that is the story. All right, from there, we leave gold and we go to silver. Right there. And there is silver. You can see it's been trying to lift for days. Right here. It started lifting for days and then stalled out. Really weird. I think that's the 0.25% problem. We've seen that. How else can I say that? We said it on Monday. Markets are very confused because the employment number on Friday kind of said it looks nice and shiny. And then when you get in it, you find out that it doesn't run. And that's what the problem is, that the employment numbers really say, okay, let's increase by another 0.25 percentage point. And that'll be kind of wild if they do, because the market's not accepting that. They don't like the idea. Not whatsoever. There we go. Okay. Where do we go from here? No one's asking questions, so it's kind of like, I'm trying to. Oh, let's look. Check the line again. Oh, there we go. There's Benny. Benny's back. I've just come in online. Mountain says gold making round bottom. Yeah, I'm not even sure if it's doing that at this point, but I agree. It's trying to do something. Can we see that? Yes, we can. Here it comes. And there it is. We already looked at it once, too, so this is good. Because I'm prepared for it. Yeah, we looked at it this morning. Boy, is it trending nice, It's in the weekly sell and the daily sell. That win is a good win. Win, 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 win. Win, 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 win. There we go. And you can see it there. Well, I guess, what's interesting about it is the cable. Let's see. So this is GBP, so it's going down. So that means Aussie's going up, right? Isn't that how that's working? Because when we go and look at GBP dollar, right there, it's been going up. So it's been gaining against the dollar. Okay, so when it's going down, it's losing against the AUD, right? So Aussie's doing much better. Is that right? That's the way I look at it. Could I be wrong? What do you think? Does that make sense? Let's see. Aha. Okay. Benny and the Jets. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Well, that's what we'll do is, well, at this point, we want to see the weekly. And let's go back to it. We want to see the weekly. I think the weekly's still in the buy, though, right? Let's double check. So a daily buy. No, no. What am I saying? It's in a sell. So where are you? I just had you. There it is. Yeah, so it's in a weekly sell. We need these things to turn up again for a buy. So we will keep an eye on it, and we will definitely, let you know. When GBP AUD is going up, the British pound is gaining on it. That's right. That's what I thought. Yep, good. I was right. Thank you for confirming it. Yeah, sometimes pairs and pairs and pairs confuse you. It's the key is the front part of the pair. So if it's USD AUD versus GBP USD, then not GBP AUD. That's what tells us. So when it's the GBP AUD, when it's going down, it's losing money. That makes sense to me. And the AUD is gaining. That's how we have it with the peso. Dollar peso, when it's going down, the dollar is losing money. And that's, the king peso now think about it. Matter of fact, I should contact somebody and start a brick index. I think I might do that. Matter of fact, when Janos gets back from his wedding, I'll see if we can get Dukascopy to start producing an index instead of giving it to one of the goofy exchanges around here. We'll have a brick index, a real brick index, something that can trade. And I can show them my the index that I had back in the 90s. Was it 92, 93, something like that, for the internet. And then Kramer took it and used it and turned it into the DOT. Can we do a recap on gold? Most definitely. We're always glad to go back and look at things. You never know what you're going to spot. I mean, that's why I'm always happy to I've already done that. What do you, I gotta watch a video. And it's like, no, let's look at it again. Yeah, gold, you can see it's still kind of, it's really sloppy. We've been in that sell since the 2040-ish area. And it broke down to the 1960 area, so almost $100. Interesting in many ways. Then we had that nice little bounce. You can see that there. And that bounce really didn't do. Let's do this. Let's put it up on J4X too at the same time. Right there. And the bounce has been really odd. I think that is the rationalization right there. That Monday. The Monday trade, and I guess that's today. That's Tuesday. That's Monday, and that is Friday. And you see here on the Friday how it breaks the ranges. It takes out the high. It takes out the low. It's an outside day. Okay, and you over here on Chicago Quant. There's Friday. They smack it. They smack gold down. And why? Because what do you call it? Why? Because the employment numbers basically are telling us that the Fed may go raise rates again. And the markets have gotten to a point where it says, no mas, no more rates. We don't want to see any more rates. No more rate increases. Please stop that rate increase thing. And I think that's what it really comes down to, is that the market said, nah, guess what? We may do it again. And I think that's what has it all freaked out. That's exactly what I think it has freaked out. Ooh. Yep. I think that's the way to look at it. There we go. So that's I think that's what we're going through right now. Is we're going through that. We talked about it yesterday, and I think we talked about it Monday. It's going through the confusion of how to deal with a 0.25% increase again, when the markets have been basically telling everybody, no mas, no more. And that is that's the answer to it all in the end. They're trying to figure out what to do. Now, notice the equity market doesn't care. It's like the honey badger. It don't care. Look at that. It run up yesterday. Here's a intraday. Let's see. This is Monday. Here's the news on Friday. They took it up. They didn't care. After the financial news came out on it. And then here's Monday. No, where is that? There it is. Here is Friday right there. There's Friday. And there is Monday. Is that right? No. That's Friday. So they anticipated, they front run the market on Thursday. Then on Friday, they take it up again, with the news out. And then Monday, they go kind of sideways lost. They sell it off a little bit, nothing major. But they're not giving anything up. And then this is Tuesday right here. And we're just getting going now. Matter of fact, we could go like this. I guess we could go the other way around. We could make the shorter term of the intraday better. Look, let's see if it goes back to that. So there is Friday. They run it with no problem. And then Monday they come in, and it's pretty much a firm day until like halfway through the day. Europe is closed, and the Americans sold it down a little bit there. Took some profits. And then it builds a base in here. And yesterday, it turns up again. Not a lot, just a little. But it builds a base in there. And now it's just moving up. So the stock market could care less. Yeah, that's the answer there. Let's see. Let's see, what else can we say about it? I guess that's about it, right? Now let's go back to Benny again. Benny and the Jets. What about the US 30? Mountain first. Gold Doc, please. Okay. Then Mountain says inflation under control. Nah, they're just stumbling and bumbling. They don't have any real direction. Now let's go to the Dow 30. Dow 30. And we'll put it up on J4X too at the same time. Dow 30 right there. Dow 30, did the same thing. Monday it exploded. Thursday, Friday, Thursday and Friday. They front runned it Thursday. Friday, they ran it more, and now it's been sideways, closing for 3 days in the same area. So there it is. All right. What else can I say? All right. From there, where do we go from there? Anybody else wants to? Oh, Mountain West says, I'm looking to sell at 33,800. Benny says at Mountain. Ah, let's just take a look at that. Where did we get to? We got to 30. We got to 863 on Friday. It was almost the same high on Monday, and they did sell. It's already happened. We're flirting with the daily sell there as we speak, but the weekly, look at that. The weekly's been in a sell from here. Let's fix that. Let's fix that like that right there. So it's been in a weekly sell for a bunch of weeks, right there, and then found a way to go down through it all. Now we're starting to flirt with the weekly buy. Weekly buy. Also, we were in the daily buy for this whole move right here. So at least the math kept you safe. Told you don't be too short. Do not be too short. So now it's flirting with the sell. So we'll see what that does next. All right. So from there, let's see, where are we at here? Let's see. I think that's it right there. Let's see. Let's see. That's about it there. I'm trying to think what else. What else do you have? Anything else? Oh, USD, US dollar yen. Let's go see dollar yen. Then we'll get out of here. Dollar yen. There it is, dollar yen. We were talking about that before you got in. It's definitely, making me wonder. I don't think there's not a lot of good action out of that. Also, it's your classic, confusion type thing going on with the dollar yen. You don't really want to, it's in a weekly buy, trying to go into a daily sell. I guess you'd look for the next weekly buy. I guess that's about the best way to go for it at this point. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. And then that's the only other way, I can see it at this point, is that I think that's the best way, and I wouldn't try doing anything else to it, So stay out for now, right? Exactly. Let's do that. Yeah, exactly. There we are. I'm in a meeting now. So I'm getting out of Dodge. This is Doc from North America saying happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders.